Dani. She is a child immigrant from Albania who flew to Italy. As she grew up, she was dedicated to choose a career in defense of human rights. She has been working on cases of political persecution, torture, and violations of freedom of expression. She very recently launched a new project called MoCA, Meet Over Culture and Arts, and we love the idea of MoCAs, and we want to hear more about it. Hi, Xheni.
Hi, and thank you so much for having me here tonight.
Thank you for joining.
I really appreciate this, and being part of this group is really amazing. So yeah, can you hear me well?
Yeah, sure,
Okay,
yes.
great.
So could you please tell us more about how you brought art and activism together?
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, as you said, as I was interested in human rights already as a child due to my personal experience. And then when I came to, I'm based in Belgium now. And so I worked first to defend cases of political persecution and torture and cases of violations of freedom of expression. And then I also worked in the field of children's rights, in particular to promote the rights of children to grow up in a family and receive appropriate individual care. I must say that I've learned a lot during this work experience. So far, I have met many great people, and their determination to always fight for justice and safeguard basic but also very complex human rights has been very inspiring to me. And these experiences and encounters have really led me to reflect in depth about the constant need that we have to promote a culture of human rights, while we have to acknowledge the great steps that we have made so far that allow us even tonight to be in a great event like this and celebrate the successes. It's really still a painful reality to see how much work is needed every day to make the rights become a reality for people. And sometimes I have to say that when you work in the advocacy field, it is not super easy to witness the real impact that you may have on people's lives. And this has also led me to really think about how we can effectively reach people. And I don't mean only people who need their own rights to be defended or people who are already interested in human rights, but everyone in general, to awaken their interest in the human rights field and let them understand how many different aspects of rights exist according to the life condition of people, societies, and cultures. And so I'm very much convinced that cultural acts and stories well told through any artistic means represent one of the greatest tools that we have to really draw people in. So I started to discuss this with my friend and colleague Paula, who is also here actually. And we began to see how our common passion for culture and arts in general and our experience in defending human rights could be really combined to promote both and achieve, well, sort of literally a real culture of human rights. So we decided to build on the Article 27 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, as well as the UNESCO Declaration on Cultural Diversity, and decided to found MoCA, which stands for Meet Over Culture and Arts. It clearly has a bit of a Italian kind of reference, because that's also what we have in common individually as co-founders. And we have thought of this project initially as an online platform, also with a wish to really overcome these barriers and physical distances that we are facing now due to the coronavirus situation, but also in the longer term, to create bridges between artists, professionals of the arts field, and the human rights promoters across the EU and also beyond. So MoCA is still at the very early stages of its life, but we aim to reach in particular young people interested in making a change in society. Already hearing the people that we're talking here tonight was amazing, because I know that there are many of those people out there, and we want to listen to them and inspire them and others to use their very own passions that they have, such as music, literature, cinema, visual arts, innovative trends, or traditional culture, to highlight the underlying human rights that are needed to create these cultural acts. So I would just like to add that, I mean, it goes a bit without saying that we find that the soul of this project is very much important in these peculiar and extraordinarily challenging times that we live in. Not only because of the pandemic, clearly, but also because we being overwhelmed by the technological world and social media. There's a lot of disinformation, and it's very easy to be just attracted by gut reactions and have those. So these are all factors that really drive us to react even more strongly with no matter how small acts, but acts that points towards beauty and creation and creativity, and really in the spirit of solidarity for, I hope, a brighter future.
Thank you very much, Xheni. I have a very small question for you. You mentioned that your fuel was kind of your personal experience, and how do you aim on invoking the same kind of fuel in other people who don't personally have a personal experience in these unfortunately things that have been going on and still going on? I have my personal experience as well. So some of us, we have that feel. For others, how would you advise us on encouraging them for people who haven't occurred?
Yeah, of course, that it's always very challenging, I think, to create that empathy that is needed for other people who don't have an experience on their own skin. But this is, I believe that the answer to this is really art in this sense. And that is why I think that when you're able to really create something that can relate even to people who haven't lived the same experience, but that are that sort of product is able to create this empathy, I think that covers a very huge void that could be there. And yeah, it fills a gap somehow, or at least this is what I believe in. So